Everyone ready?
Yes.
No.
Hey everyone, and
I see
welcome to...
nothing's changed in 20 years, and it makes me so incredibly happy.
Oh, it's real good to be back here with all of you guys. Hey everyone, welcome to this producers roundtable discussion, commentary, whatever you want to call it, for Stargate Hades. I'm Andrew.
I'm Justin.
Yay! we took the wrong cues from that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we.
I
Hold
thought
on.
you were cheering.
I'm Andrew. To this side over here is Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian Patrick Stoyle.
Down here is Laz.
I'm Les.
And over here is Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin.
I
I'm the only one who did the full three names. Sorry, y'all.
That's-
Again, I'm missing all the cues. I tried, but I'm sorry.
you're
My name is
fine.
not my brain.
Yeah, right. Talking to camera. What is this? Yeah, Stargate Hades was a project that we shot in 2006. So we are coming up on the 20-year anniversary of the first of shooting most of the movie next year.
Yeah.
And it released onto Vimeo in I think 2010, maybe 2009. And we were talking over the summer and said, hey, maybe we can re-release it onto YouTube, just, a little more visibility and all that. And I had it ready to go, and I was just kind of sitting on the file, don't know what I was waiting for. And then there was some announcement of a new Stargate series, and I was like, hey guys, how about Friday? Yeah, okay. And here we are.
That's what you were waiting for.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
waiting for the right moment, and considering that Stargate Hades now has twice as many views as basically any other video on my channel, I would say that was the right moment.
It was a sign from the ancients.
It was. For better or for worse, actually, knowing how the ancients work.
Yeah, I kind of forgot a lot of the lore.
It's been a while since I've
so
watched.
long.
Here's the thing. I had seen almost no SG-1 before shooting this movie. I have watched it all after Hades released. I actually watched Hades about when it would be in the series when I was watching through.
Like, I love the Roland Emmerich film, and I watched before we started filming this, and I watched a couple SG-1 episodes. I'm like, oh, this is crap. I'm not gonna. This is the era before like premiere TV, so like the best shows out were like Buffy, maybe X-Files, right? And then it's like, oh, Justin gave you the script. I guess I should find out what these references mean.
Actually, no, that it was pretty much the same for me though, because I love the film and I was like, this is great. And then every time, and those of you who have watched it in memory, every time I turned on the TV, I'm like, oh, I'll give SG1 another chance. Oh, I'll give SG. It was always the same episode, and it was in season 1 where they break a plant, and it makes all the naked bald guys go weird, and it's the weirdest episode. And anyone who's really into the show is always like, that's the episode that kept reappearing for you. I'm like, yeah, like that's a terrible episode. I'm like, I know. So I just bypassed it until a friend basically told me, you need to watch the first 3 seasons. I'm like, well, my rule's 3 episodes. And he's like, watch the 3 seasons. And then I did. And then it
Okay.
snowballed into making a fan film. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone else, I had not really known Stargate. I actually hadn't even seen the Roland Emmerich film until Justin says, "Hey, I have a script," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cute." And we had all done Star Wars projects prior to this. We had done other sci-fi and spy movies and what have you, and we would talk about doing other franchises. And then Stargate was the first one that had a finished script, and I'm like, I guess I got to watch this now. So then, because of that, I got so hooked. I remember binging, I think it was like the first 8 seasons of Stargate, like over Christmas break. I ate that up so quickly. So yeah, it was a very fun watch once I got into it, but I would not have gotten into it without this project. So, and now I'm wearing an SG team member jacket. So hooray.
Anything else that we want to say before we start watching? We're not going to try to stay really close to what's happening on screen and really talking about that. We are just going to kind of discuss, reminisce, and everything there, but kind of using the movie as it's playing as a jumping point for a lot of this discussion. But before we get started, is there anything else that anyone wants to say about the project before we dive in?
We need to set up like who we are as a group to like collective team, whatever.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
because like, Brian just mentioned, it's like, oh, we worked on Stargate projects before, Star Wars projects
yeah.
before, and it's like
One of the star
like,
ones.
we're no longer a production company, but once upon a time we were. Take it away, Andrew.
I mean, we're a bunch of people that met through, Star Wars fan films, fan groups like Fan Force, and yeah, I think Justin's kind of magnetic charisma bringing us all in to work on the second version of one of his Star Wars fan films, neither of which ended up getting released. And then I was like, well, I have a script that I want to do. That didn't get released. Laz eventually took footage from all three of those attempts, plus Brian, who said, I have a Star Wars fan film idea that's a spin-off of Justin's idea. That didn't get released. Laz took all the footage from that and made a cohesive-ish trailer that did get released. So not counting that, I think Stargate Hades is the only fan film that we have actually produced to full release, and it is a feature-length 80-minute movie.
And the journey we took to get there.
Yeah, so we're kind of all from from around New York State and from Ontario originally, and so a lot of these trips were like, all right, cool, driving 3, 4, 5 hours to go to wherever the location was. Stargate Hades had like 12, 13, 14 different filming weekends. And, from this, as you watch, and certainly because releasing onto YouTube in the year of our Lord 2025, the comments have not necessarily been the kindest to this project. But again, this was one of the steps in our kind of collective filmmaking journey. We went on to make the feature film Toronto Cyberside Abstract Messiah. And that's something where, in Stargate Hades, audio was kind of a huge issue that kept coming up, something that we had a lot of difficulty with, both in production and in post-production, and was a huge push for focus of something to produce an to improve on an Abstract Messiah, and did a good job with that and just continually doing that. We haven't collectively, I think the four of us, worked on something in 10 years or more at this point. But we still we still keep in touch, and if you're watching on my YouTube channel, then you've certainly seen Brian. So we'll definitely still like work with each other when something comes up. But yeah, I would say from 2005 to 2015, key pixel gathering of filmmakers. We made a lot of stuff, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So
yeah, I'll add in the one thing about that is this film actually brought in multiple little film groups. That was the big thing about it, was because prior to that, the Star Wars films, the Lost Soul of Mine, dealt with Star Wars fan club people. And then I through some choreographies where I met Laz through getting together with an unrelated situation, and then through that we also had Brian's classmates coming into it. So we had like all these different groups come to make this one film because of the interest, and fairly honestly, like despite how much we did for props and stuff, like Star Wars takes a lot more of that in the costuming to make sure that all that, and even the effects are a little bit more intuitive or intense because of the lightsabers. Whereas this one we were able to kind of do a little bit. So it was a really good kind of like perfect storm of bringing everyone together, which then led into the other things. But every time we did a movie, I remember when we sat down and watched this, not everyone was like so upset about the audio. We had, if I remember correctly, we had the ADR scene because we had no sound. Because the sound died. We didn't even know it died until after.
I don't think the sound died. I think it was
something.
We were walking through.
It was just
leaves.
tinny.
Leaves.
Yeah, it was tinny or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember us going, we can't do this again. We need better this. We need better that. And
well, we also it's not just like, we also needed someone dedicated to audio, which we didn't have, right? But I mean, again, we were learning, right? So like.
Yep.
Actually, having a director of photography helps. Actually having somebody to wrangle the actors help. Actually having someone to not just to be the continuity person, but like the props master, where it's like, hey, that patch is upside down.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that was as fun as this is, and going to be really fun to look back. Any of those technical things, if we hadn't done this film, it would have been a different film with technical problems, but maybe not
Yeah.
as fun to make. So
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, it was a fun project from start to finish, and sure, there were technical issues, and they ended up being pretty foundational for things that we could learn from and move on from. But it was such a fun project, and being a fan project like this is that even with technical issues that, again, we're going to see as we go, it is still a fun watch and something really fun for us to look back on. Really, really quick, what was the most recent that you guys have watched through the movie? Because, yes, I got the full export from Matt Nardone, who was the post-production lead on it, and I compressed it and I uploaded it, and I have not watched it in full, despite doing that whole process.
Watched it in full since your upload. I probably haven't watched it since the initial upload. You guys did the Vimeo however long ago.
Yeah.
Which was let's be honest. We filmed. I mean, the film was in the can, and then how many years until we revisited? Oh, let's actually edit this and film it. Finish it. It was 4 years, maybe five,
two or three. There was a
Three,
good
3.5, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, because it was
that
the
long.
beginning of 2007. We did the last shots on the film.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about wrapping up around the end of 2009, and then somewhere in 2010 we actually got the work done, got it released,
Yeah.
got it onto Vimeo. And to answer your question, I think that's the last time I watched it all the way through. So it's been 15 years.
Yeah, I think I watched it in the mid-teens with a friend one time who was interested. So, 14, 15.
I mean, I've shared the links since, especially since that, playing with airsoft guns. I've played airsoft and had airsoft friends, so I've shared the links with them. And of those who actually sat down to watch it, they enjoyed it thoroughly, especially the folks who have some military background. Because Dan was apparently a very good version of drill sergeant archetype they've seen live in the past.
Nice.
that's so good. I will say, actually, funny enough, I think I've sent it more than I've watched it.
Yeah.
I think to watch it. I'm trying to think. I think the last time it was in my periphery to watch was during COVID, because my partner at the time was looking for something to watch, and so I totally watched Stargate, and so we inserted it where it would be chronologically. Said you have to watch this. It's part of it. It's part of the Stargate.
Yeah.
You have to watch it.
It is. It's
but
canon.
I'm trying. I don't think I watched it with her. Now that I think about it, I know I think I stepped in a few times, but it's kind of one of those and because we talked at the beginning here about how long ago it's been. So I'm 44 now. I was 24 when we made that, and that's it's woo.
The first
Boda and I were still college students when this was being shot. This is how far back this goes.
The first film shoot weekend, I think, was on my 18th birthday.
That's right.
You guys,
oh my gosh, that's
you guys
right. It was
sang
your
happy birthday
weekend.
to me in Wegmans at midnight as we're in costume.
Yeah.
With that being noted, let's take this trip down memory lane and let's watch Stargate Hades.
Yeah, here we go. This is my attempt to recreate the opening of the original Stargate movie. With the discovery in the desert. So we found a really nice sandy beach for this.
I don't remember shooting at this location at all, even though obviously,
You're
I'm
big
in
part
it.
of it.
I think Laz is the first one of the four of us visible on screen as an extra off the side here. I don't, but hey, it looks cool. Looks like a nice. We did a lot of messing around with tent size in this movie.
Yes.
Tiny
We had
tents.
TARDIS tents. There's Laz.
Yeah.
There's little Zeus in the background there too.
Back in the 90s when everything was sepia toned.
Yeah, right.
And the help that I got from a friend that I had at school at the time that spoke at least some Greek for helping get us Greek phrases here and later in the movie. What is that? Ise
Yeah, I was just gonna
Abomenos
mention that.
as something for tag you're it.
Still got that copy of the Sign and the Seal that you're holding on to. That's the Ark of the Covenant book.
Oh yeah. I like how everyone's doing work and I'm just kind of there with the book, and I'm oh no, everyone's concerned about this. And I'm like, okay, but what about science over here?
I
That
will
is
say,
an
looking at this
uncomfortable
now and knowing what's coming up, is that this is one of the cleanest scenes in the whole thing. I think.
It is kind of, yeah. I mean, it's shot a little
Audio,
close,
music.
I feel like it's like halfway through, right? You know, this is a late game scene, right? I
but
believe.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think this was more than halfway. This was like September, because this was the shoot that I couldn't make it to. So this was the fall. So most of the film was shot at this point.
I think so. Yeah. So
I think we were shooting
improving as we
through
went.
summer and autumn, I think pretty consistently every couple of weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, timing up with the God of War soundtrack.
It works so well. I love it so much.
There we go.
It actually is a great like song to go into these opening credits with.
And Matt Nardone, I think, did all the spinny gate for us.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it.
Well, somebody made the model, right? I think he just animated it.
They donated the model to us for use. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head, but it was a really detailed model. Still is, looking at it. So
It's fantastic. I mean, yeah, especially for 2006. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, so I mean, so this was made in standard def. This was before we were shooting anything in high definition, and it absolutely holds up for that. But we shot a lot of this on like XL1, I think, for at least. I have some behind the scenes shots of us using Canon XL1, which was like the holy grail camera at the time for DV shooting. I don't think it was what we shot on exclusively, but I know that it was used a fair amount.
Mm-hmm.
the extra footage of running around in the snow from that one winter day.
That was the last thing we shot. Yeah.
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 The flashback.
Getting my dad in costume as budget Colonel O'Neill.
Yep.
He looked. What's it with the sunglasses on him?
Yeah.
He totally looked like him.
Yeah.
I mean, George
here we go.
Pictures
Here's
like one movie.
Lost Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fortress where Justin and Boder and I first met on the first project that the three of us have worked together on.
And we'd actually, I think most of us walked by in that scene as somebody else just a second ago. I was the first person walking past.
Yeah.
With no patches on.
All of us were multiple doubles.
Mm-hmm. We're notorious for using our principals as background.
And so one thing to mention at this point too is one thing that happened while this was being made. Stargate was so big that it also had its own fan groups, and it was split up like the 501st or the Rebel Legion, where it's all divisions. So we were SG-16 in Canada, and so these two ladies here were actually part of that fan group. So we were able to include a lot of that for people who had their own uniforms and whatnot. Obviously for budget, but also for like look. So we were able to bring a lot of those people in for these kinds of scenes.
Yeah, there's a really cool like off-world base camp and really populated with a lot of people.
What did you find?
And it also helped that you designed and made the SG-16 patch, and then we were able to do exactly what the show did, and put the little piece of fabric over to make the other team members, just like they did to the SG-1 patches.
Like?
And you can't even tell.
Well, it's exactly what production on those shows did. So I mean, it's
Exactly.
accurate. And all of this was St. Catherine's, right?
Yeah, this
so,
was,
yeah.
and this where we are right here is literally just around the corner from where that fortress was too. So, but this was actually really fun. I'll point out later too. But this is all the Bruce Trail area too, that runs up through Canada. So, one funny tidbit for anyone who's into costuming. Watch my jacket as it changes, I think, 3 times in this entire production. Brian is wearing this jacket, I'm pretty sure, right now. This one here, I'm pretty sure this is one that Brian has on.
Yeah.
And then I have a different one in different scenes.
Justin was notorious for constantly upgrading, changing, and always. So, Justin, what's the patch that your team has instead of the United States Air Force patch that was on the show?
So
I wanted to mention that.
developed the RCAF patch, which we don't quite really have anymore, but it kind of fit better to look like a Canadian team.
Yeah.
To have that
A large
specific.
piece of stone was discovered in Greece, just outside of Italy. There were
Yeah,
strange markings on the stone. Which
I'm really happy with it,
but
and it
also
actually got
mentioning-
copied once.
So,
we sent the stone to Stargate Command.
I like some of the things like
And
that
after
that
a few
are,
examinations, we
the
discovered
Canadian
that it was a
focus,
missing
including the
stone.
dog tags that we see a few times being, the Canadian style.
So, what's this got to do with us?
Not to mention
Yeah, that was
ZPM.
something that was really fun. Yeah, right there, that's a Canadian dog tag. Yeah.
Last year.
The soil sample they brought.
Yeah, which, like, American moviegoers probably would recognize at the most would be like, oh, there's a kind of dog tags Wolverine was wearing in that one X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Dr. D experience.
Actually,
Did I
one
put
of
that on
mine,
right?
sir.
Yeah, I think it's...
Anyway, when we brought the stone here for testing, we found a second layer of text hidden under the surface.
all the setup to get all this. That's Matthew Nardone right there, the person who helped does edit and do a lot of the graphics. He got to
Yeah.
be inside the film.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a pretty, not a main character, but it's still a key part. I think as lead of
So
SG2.
far, the best we can do is this.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, because isn't Matt's character like a leader of another SG team? Or
Yeah, I
forget.
think of
Yeah.
SG2. Yeah.
Here, and the rest of you do whatever it is you do.
Babysitting.
I
Dan
think
was so great.
Dan's not a big actor, but yeah, he did this really well. I think it was right up his wheelhouse as far as
Yeah, we mentioned
As far as
it
his
being a
character.
little more low impact than Star Wars. Hey, look, Star Wars playing cards.
yeah.
But, like one of the
that was
things at
intentional.
the first filming weekend, Dan's like, "Look, I'm in costume and I can sit down." He's a 501st member and used to being in stormtrooper costume. He's like, "I can sit."
It did. These costumes were way easier to wear than Star Wars costumes throughout filming and such. However, boy, did they get hot during the summer
Yeah.
wearing
Oh,
all
yeah.
these layers because we are wearing quilted jackets or lined jackets and vests and
He's back at the.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we had seasonally appropriate costumes for ourselves basically in any of our movies.
Colonel.
We would
No.
shoot stuff
No,
with
either
lighter
we were
costumes in the
freezing
winter
or-
and heavier costumes in the summer. That said, our Olympians, I think, had a pretty decent deal. Although there was sun exposure, there was a lot of sunburn
yes,
for the
a lot of
Olympians.
sunburns.
Yeah, we have a lot of what's called poor planning. And that's okay.
This right here, little tidbit is
Expensive.
when Dan showed this to his coworkers, they loved me doing that because that is designed to do that. Apparently,
It is
And so he
expensive,
said the fact I
but
did
it is impact resistant and meant to be kind of tossed
So
around.
yeah. So he absolutely loved that. He loved his coworkers loved it.
I thought we should have an expert report on this one. He is the one that found the stone after all.
We you know what? Looking at this, we got to the gate pretty quick. That's actually pretty.
Yeah, that's fair. We're 9
We
minutes
didn't
in
take,
now
like,
and we're
half the
about to
movie.
walk through.
We've sent the coordinates back to the SGC.
and we still did.
I think this was like one of the crown jewel moments where we had so many people in Stargate uniforms in one shot and didn't need to like recycle costumes.
Yeah.
No. There was
Stargate
I just
Command
saw
wants us
Zeus.
to go
He just
through
showed
and
up.
explore the
I
other
don't
side.
understand.
Very possible
Meanwhile,
that
this is a
once we reach the
monologue,
other side,
and in
we
order
may
to
get
get
cut
it,
off
we
the
have
Earth.
big cue cards for
25.
Dan that he is reading as he's looking at
You're
us.
staying here.
There's a picture somewhere.
He could not
of us-
remember his lines to save his life.
Attempt to make contact. Major Jordan, dial the gate.
Yes,
A little
sir.
tidbit while this is going. I have it right here. We didn't have a DHD on set, so what you're seeing is this toy.
Yeah, she's just
But it
miming
kinda works.
open air.
They do that on the show, so
It'll do the trick, yeah.
I still love it though. It's just the toy. Oh gosh, I
We,
remember
we,
doing
we
this
did
part
know our
too.
visual
Bunch
effects
of us.
limitations, so we didn't get too many like lengthy shots focusing on the gate.
Yep.
This one
Oh,
though, I
this-
like. This just because it worked the way it was supposed to work.
I just love this clear bin you're carrying around an alien planet.
You look
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Cal, I need
What,
you
you
to
It's
don't-
literally
you
just
thought
a
we had
tote
the
full of my
military
textbooks.
style?
mission. Whatever demons you have of the past.
I'm not military.
Also,
I'm a
another
Sith.
thing, I changed my jacket a lot, but my hair length also changes quite a bit in this.
Oh yeah, I mean we shot it over the course of half a year.
When I was growing my hair out at the time, so the first scene you actually see me, my hair is actually quite long, and now it's
The one piece we actually ripped from the shows.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Look at that. Again, this is actually not far from where we just were.
Yeah, I think
Matt,
It's like
most
the
of
same hill, right? Just a different angle.
SG20. From a different,
Doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
because it's just
Okay.
up there.
Look to manually dial the gate.
So yeah, Matt was SG25 there. Now that we saw his back.
25,
okay, 25.
right?
Okay.
yeah.
Right. No,
was
we
the
call
other
in we
Canadian
call in
team.
two later on in the movie as backup.
There seems to be some kind of addition
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
gate.
He's a cavalry, and this is where I mean we did a little bit here, but this is where like nowadays we change the filter to like show this is the planet that's a slight green tinge versus
Yeah.
Earth, which is a slight blue tinge or whatever.
That is one of the things in here where like I don't think it's intentional, but like each scene does have a kind of different color cast, and it's something
It was
that we
totally
would work
intentional.
on. Yeah, but having a little more consistency in that is another thing that we kind of worked on going forward.
So the question is,
Just don't take away our art, Andrew. Sometimes we have art in this.
Hey, sometimes technical
This-
limitations beget art.
Nah, just other teams.
That line from Dan, I remember, took so many takes.
Dan did his best.
16. Move
He did. He really did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
All right.
Effects was Hermes, which was.
They came out so well.
Sped up, but we kept the sound effect. I remember we were doing it with Matt, and we're like, "What sound effect do we have?" And when we were just speeding him up, I was like, "That's the sound effect."
Yeah.
We're just gonna, it's because it's funny as hell too. Rob was great. If there's one thing I wish we could have done more was with Rob, because he was so funny as Hermes. Perfect casting on that. I think Brian cast all the gods.
Yeah, most of these were all my UB theater and dance department friends. So Rob was a good buddy. He was just down to hang out and be a nerd and, have fun. When we were filming the fortress scene, I don't know if you guys remember, but there's one point he stole someone's jacket and hat and did like a Stargate ballet dance routine in the stone fortress just because he was bored. He also subbed in for Dan for the ADR on the comm scene in that, and he did that live, and everyone was like, he sounds just like Dan. I can't believe
I
it.
remember that. He impersonated him perfectly. Yeah.
I don't think we ever fixed it in post. I think that's actually Rob's audio.
Speaking of ADR, I think it's either this scene or one like it that like you see all these leaves on the ground, and we really needed to redub a lot of the lines.
What we really needed to do was not film in that location.
Yes.
There's all dead leaves.
Just put like some cardboard down or something and walk on that instead or something. Yeah, things you learned about afterward.
The carpets, when they put carpets down.
Yeah.
Or literally like film the audio back at the parking lot or something. Because there was a lot of biking to get to these locations. I remember.
All right, I gotta climb the tallest tree here.
Yep. I will say, so me grabbing the P90 and holding it wrong, it was during shooting this that Brian gave me a piece of acting advice that I still refer back to, which is your character is always doing something. Your character isn't acting, they're doing something, and they happen to have lines. So what are they doing? And in that case, it was trying to look nonchalant while holding the P90 wrong.
But I mean, your character is a scientist, right? Even though he's not necessarily an engineer or whatever, he's like, I am curious about this thing I've just been handed. I don't know what it is.
Yes, I know not to look down the barrel, but...
Yeah. What other orifices can I examine?
I do like that tree climbing scene. I think it reads pretty well.
I was only ever a foot off the ground. It was great.
Yep.
It was one of those moments where it's like, oh, Justin's got this thing in the script. How are we going to have him climb a 20-foot tall tree? What's the cameraman on his side?
Wait a that.
Yeah, right.
The one of my favorite Laz lines is coming up here, which is the exchange between Hermes and myself.
Yeah, me too. I love
Actually,
this.
I think this whole scene was written by Laz. Actually,
Well, you were the original script, and I did some rewriting to like make it a little more punchy.
The question is, who are you?
Yeah, that reads really well. Seeing them both in scene like that.
What are you? How rude. Asking me these questions, demanding my attention when it is you who intrudes here. My father
But a Squire's office energy, I guess, now that I think about it.
My God, you haven't a polite bone in your mortal body, do you?
Interesting for Hermes to say, "My God."
Don't you have gods where you're from?
We have a few.
I like
but
this though.
Mainly it's just the one.
This is one of my favorite lines. This right
One
here.
god?
What do you call your planet?
Impossible. What is this god's name?
Oh yeah, what's this guy's name? Yeah.
God. Guess the point, really.
What a terribly unimaginative name. What do you call your world? Dirt?
His delivery of dirt is the best.
Rob Tucker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
magnificent.
I come back. There we go.
Met a local. A local? What was he called? Bob
It's like at this point, it's like okay, at the beginning of the movie, it's like it looks kind of like Stargate. Sure, we got the costumes, we got the swirly thing and whatever, and then
Yep.
by this point, it's like our voices as creators start popping up.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
very
so,
true.
yeah. It's right here. The ad lib. I think Andrew and I had a lot of ad lib rapport between us.
Yeah, like our characters
Like
really
that.
don't get along. That shot I think is used multiple times. I could be wrong.
I'm sorry, but we really need
Go
to.
no further, lest you
This
see
was
the
filmed
wrath
in
of
two
Hades.
different, completely times and locations.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
go
yeah.
any further unless you wish to place your lives in grave danger.
I really should have been a little more content back on PHX 1138. Oh, great lady, please forgive us our hate. We have only just arrived here, and we've
My character steps forward and is probably like a D&D player and like, hold on, I've done this before. Great lady.
You are the goddess Hera?
The goddess Hera.
To be fair, whenever a goddess shows up, your character tends to step forward a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well,
there's a lot of things that repeat in this. You can certainly play a drinking game whenever someone says I don't know or I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, sir.
Sure, sir.
Oh, there's another. Hey, that guy. He was from the original dig scene. How did he get here? Our villagers, which yes,
Little bit
most
more
of the people
Greek.
you saw in the opening, they're back.
Why don't you let me handle it?
Step forward, Andrew.
And I step forward and I immediately task what
What
little I have of language.
I was just reminded. Brian's going around giving everyone flowers in their
Oh my
hair,
god, that's right.
And what he's doing is he's picking
I was
flowers.
giving myself something to do.
Yeah.
I remember acting.
But again, a little bit of Greek there, which was modified a bit to sound maybe a little bit more like ancient Greek.
Ancient Greek's a bit.
Again, to the best of our ability to speak it.
Close enough. At home,
Close enough, yes.
I've seen this.
Throws plates in the fire.
You could always say it's like, ancient Stargate 2, right?
Strange times.
Yeah, yeah.
You speak English?
And if you look at the faces in the background,
Very adept.
most of them are the SG team that we're seeing this group off.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
jersey knit togas that
Yeah.
I actually want to give a big thank you to Leia DeAndre, who came and joined us for a weekend, and she actually brought a lot of scrap fabric that she had and made like togas for us for this scene specifically.
Yeah.
And she kitted us up to have this village set up, basically.
Copy that.
Oh.
SG-16 found some locals off to the west.
Here's our SG-25,
Yep, there's SG-25.
which, if I remember correctly, at the time was the Quebec team in the fan group.
Oh, okay.
Was SG-25. We didn't use it, but we used the number.
Man, that peaks the audio.
And back to the fire.
Time for some exposition.
So, you serve Zeus?
And corn.
Well, yeah,
Exposition
it's
and
here
corn.
thousands of years ago. But where exactly
Here, have a
is
new world
here?
vegetable.
Why?
Oh, I forgot about the
Elysium.
flower
Well,
in my
you know.
vest.
Fields of the rich. Instead,
How'd that get there?
well,
I don't know.
but when the gods came here,
Probably like that.
in Gaia, they decided to name it after the
This-
first plains which were blistered.
What's great about this, though, is based on our continuity, is that easily could be in continuity Zeus in the background.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Around.
Have you no history?
Except he's way too pale to be Greek.
Well, it's hard to explain.
He's a god.
Also consider that Zeus in Hades is played by the same actor. It could be just another total god in the
It's
pantheon
Poseidon.
hanging
It's
out.
Poseidon, yeah.
It's
Poseidon in the background. That's right. That's what
What?
What part of Hades you went to? It was split into basically 3 over parts, each of which were subdivided. There was Tartarus, the place where you went to.
I love this.
I will say, parts of this movie I still have bad, like, I'm acting so my voice is up here more rather than, like, conversational.
Where only the most pure and innocent went.
There are some parts of it where it really
So if
comes
they're so
through.
pure and innocent, why are they stuck here on this planet?
Well, keep in mind that if you're in Elysia, you're dead. And locked up in the world of the living. Now, they're here on Elysia.
Yes, this was our exposition dump
And they're
scene
locked
about
up.
why this even
I
is
think
in
they're
the
fitting out.
universe.
And we did it with food, so it's okay.
That.
It's like, hey, look, our patches are Velcro, just like the show.
Helps make everything better.
This is weird.
What is?
I haven't seen anything that would put these people at the level of advancement that they should be at if they came here from ancient Greece.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's like they're unable to advance. Even rudimentary advancements like plows.
Sam was actually quite good at this too. She's someone I've lost a little bit of contact with, but she did pretty good at having to do this role of basically our
not
Sam
all
Carter
advancement
light.
happens because of innovation.
Yeah, like there's
War, strife.
like she didn't
people
always
seem
have the
peaceful.
most to work with. Again, a lot of her lines were being asked a question and saying, "I don't know." But when it went out past that, no, I mean,
Major
even
Jordan
with
for
that,
the
she did well. It was. I really like our team makeup.
Trouble base camp.
Like, you look at it and you're like, okay, I can see where that had
Oh,
some
man.
inspiration from. I was like Daniel Jackson. We got the Sam Carter kind of thing, but I think it's legitimately a good team makeup that came together really well.
They are already gone.
Why do you say that?
Hades roams these lands like a lion, always searching.
Searching for.
No.
No one knows.
Well, thanks for your hospitality. We gotta go.
That's actually great. It's like, well, thanks for nothing. Oh, and Dan lost his hat before shooting this scene.
I mean, there's so many things that did that. Just wait for later on when my nose was almost broken by a lightsaber before shooting, so we had to like explain away a band-aid.
They seem to have discovered
Look at that
an anomalous
monitor.
energy
It's
reading
not
right
a
after
space
It's a
heater.
space heater. I mean, it's not a space heater.
the bad kind.
Monitor.
Heater.
Oh, here's our thing again.
Sir? What? We have an incoming wormhole.
This is when we're like, oh yeah. This was also another thing that I think was shot at two completely different locations.
Well, yeah,
this was
because
shot
they're in different
Trenton.
locations.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think we filmed SG2 in Trenton, and we had to shoot up because we didn't have pants for him. He's actually wearing my jacket, or the one that Brian's wearing.
Yeah.
Set PM lock on the gate, which means there's no dialing out manually.
Because we had to do a bunch of that stuff. Like, oh, we should film something. It's like, oh, okay, when do you want to do that? Well, do you want to go out and do that now? Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, we had all the spare jackets for it. Swap a patch or two and call it good.
Which is ironic because like the Dutch angles here, the lighting is like great.
Oh yeah.
But-
Again, art through technical limitations.
I'm ready here, sir.
Well, also
Coming in
that
now.
the shot of SG2 talking was done way later in
I
production.
have no idea what's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean this was shot very out of order. The first weekend was Mount Olympus. So
Yes, that's right.
Krieger, you and Warden go check out the area and see if you can find.
Pretty happy with that.
I forgot
I don't think we
about
could've
him
done it much
continually
better.
getting my character's name wrong.
Back to B.
Back to B. And then we have our TARDIS tent, which was in Dan's basement.
You're telling me.
Yeah, that's right. We made an interior set for the tent to control the environment because we didn't have a tent that was big enough.
It was so
Kyle saw
small.
the trees.
I know. And literally, like, if you see in the last scene, there was like a small camping tent,
Yeah.
and then it like I don't know, it made a basement or something, and then there we are, this giant thing with like green tarp on the walls, and
On board the
you know,
It's good enough if you don't look
As
close.
Guardian, it's
It's nearly identical to a ring transporter signature.
this was
honestly, if you
this
don't
was
look at the
Dan's-
size disparity, it actually looks pretty good.
No, it if you're not looking
Or
too close, it
something's
works.
beamed in.
Yeah.
At first blush.
Oh, Mount Olympus.
I just like that we gave.
Dimension.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that was Dan's show off of props because those are all things that he had designed.
What happened to the last archaeologist
Definitely.
on SG-16?
Oh yeah.
Do you really want to know?
I just thought it was nice that for once we gave our actors a green backdrop to work off of.
We didn't have to replace anything either. Because we could
Our
have.
green uniformed main cast.
Yeah, shooting Green Forest. And you know what? For a break, let's give him a green tent too.
This stuff's the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
Listen,
I like how our characters played off of each other.
history, nothing.
Great moment coming up here.
Most of the worlds we visited haven't been able to grow like Earth has. Make things more natural.
It's too quiet.
Wait, you're right.
A little too Raph.
Yoink. Not the first time you yank me off screen.
No, I think I pull you around a lot. There we go.
Yeah.
Probably the most unfortunate part of the entire film was when we came down too late to do anything. I remember we were doing a lot of research on what to get, and we were too far away from Halloween to get good helmets. So we ended up kind of making helmets and making vests and for the uplights. And then just kind of making the staff weapons. It's the weakest part of the film for sure.
Yeah, considering the strong opening with the SG uniforms and props and stuff.
Yeah, the hoplite design was.
And what's the time count around here?
This is 27 minutes in.
Yeah, so you're looking at the numbers and people start dropping off around now, right? In terms of view count for
no, if
YouTube?
someone is watching by the time we walk through the gate, looking at the metrics on 54,000 people that tuned in on YouTube, if people are watching when we walk through the gate, they generally watch through the end of the movie.
What is this?
Okay.
Please keep watching this commentary.
Yes.
Don't click off.
We didn't know what this effect was going to look like. I was happy with how it came out. We just had a couple sticks in the ground.
Troy's calling them.
We didn't know
I'm actually really
the effects were going to look like.
Where did they go?
We didn't know, but this came out really well, I think, just for what it was.
Yep.
It was a lot of
Simple, but-
looking for effects.
Kyle?
What?
Look.
Wow, a giant mountain. Don't know what those look like.
Yeah, of course. Now Justin lives on the West Coast, so
Something I really think
could you go get us some stock footage of the Rockies and send that back in time for us? That'd be great.
Probably.
I like that fade to black
is
for a
not
commercial
an uncommon
break.
view, actually.
I like that fade to black for
you're
commercial
getting
break.
away
That
shot.
was good stuff.
Yes, the fade is good.
I don't think
Villagers would know for sure.
I don't know that I have that footage anymore. I did record some when I had the camera in my hand, but
Oh, that's right.
I don't think it's footage that I actually held on to anywhere.
It's a bit drafty, but it serves its purpose. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Who am I?
We gave him so many super extra modern lines, which was great.
Yeah.
I am the exalted messenger of the gods. I come. I send. I send
some more.
Hermes.
Why aren't you mortals impressed?
Message for us.
One of the
Every
four
line he
mortals
gave
is
me.
impressed. 25% of the mortals is very impressed and is fanboying this entire movie.
That's because you're a simp, buddy.
The word didn't exist back then.
They brought us here and locked us away from the world that we built.
I will say one thing that was with this. It's it's a lot of forest and stuff, but it was also a lot of hikes to get to location. This spot was probably an hour hike to get to here from where the cars were, and that was a pretty common thing for a lot of our filming locations.
If that's what you wish to call it.
Yeah, and the scene that's coming up was incredibly hard to get to. It was a bad choice, but we still did it.
But at that point, we didn't really fully grasp logistics that well. We knew, it takes 8 hours to drive from point A to point B, but we didn't think about, okay, we're gonna hike up to here, put on costumes, ready our lines, get the camera ready, get the lighting rigged, and it's oh wait, we have 2 hours of sunlight before it gets dark and we can't film. Okay.
I hope everyone knows your lines because we're doing this in 3 takes.
We got here a good time, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of family picnics happening nearby.
That did happen, once or twice?
A few, or people just walking through, they're ignore.
Oh yeah, we definitely
this right here was insane.
We were definitely on public hiking trails a lot, so there were definitely a few times when people were coming and watching.
Do we have to climb all the way to the top?
This was such a hard location to get to.
If you want.
We had to
But I find
actually
that there are much easier
go through
ways
branches
to
and
reach
stuff
the
like that,
summit.
but looks cool. Good rock face. Magic.
And then we're in Buffalo.
So now we're in Buffalo.
Yay!
My weapons are pointless.
Which, okay, so this was funny too. We didn't have our weapons. Why not? Well, because we couldn't take them to Buffalo over the border.
Yeah, but that wasn't
I mean,
on campus. Don't want to call them by in the area, Justin, please.
I really like how this came out. For the most part, like, those buildings were able to be, like, shot out and stuff.
Except for the
We're
sign
walking
right in the
backwards in
middle of
that
the
shot.
universe.
That's a reverse
Look,
shot
finish.
for the hand lift.
And that was, I think that was like a day of idea where it's going like, okay, let's do that I'm crushing your head bit, but get that perspective, Zeus cam.
This is where people got a lot of sunburn.
This was a lot- we all were very dehydrated after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was our first day of filming. This was Bear Point at University of Buffalo.
Yep.
And obviously we chose it because of the very large Greek pillars that made a great backdrop for Mount Olympus. And yeah, you guys were gracious enough to come over to the boardroom and film this. This was a ridiculous shoot in the sense that we were still making our costumes until about 4 or 5 in the morning when you guys were coming in.
I remember that actually.
Right down to business, huh?
Yeah, this was
I was
that,
up
you know,
all night sewing and getting stuff ready and just compiling. Poor Rob helped me get like a trip to Walmart at like 2 in the morning to just piecemeal a costume for Hera because we had no time to make anything. But we had fabric, we had a few pieces donated from Justin, and then we sewed the rest and created some nice looking things. And I love that everybody has a distinct look. But again, with like not thinking about logistics, realizing how much time that was going to take and how much work that was going to take.
Face morph. This was fun. If one of you could do this now, Brian.
Does this suit you, Colonel?
What you did just there doesn't match our known attributes of our ancients.
Yeah, that's actually that's way cooler than Blink.
Yeah.
That was a cool shot.
I like the side shot
you
of
and
the four
Brad
of
have the
us
same
too.
color eyes too, right?
Like,
yeah.
Like there's some generally good shots in this, and it's worth noting that we did our more usual handheld thing through most of the movie. I think Mount Olympus is entirely locked off, like all on tripod, which does help whenever Rob has a Hermes effect going, that it's locked off. But it also kind of gives an interesting kind of more stable feel to the top of Olympus.
Yeah, well, thematically, it's like, okay, this is like a permanent place.
Yeah.
Right. You little mortal ants here with your, like, 2-minute lives that go run off, do stuff, but this is a place that lasts forever, which, I don't know. For all we know, it did.
Yeah, and realistically, it's probably like we were shooting with tripod and then like, hey, that shoot went a lot longer than we expected because of setting up the camera, and in future weekends we were like, all right, let's shoulder rig run and gun a little more. Dionysus!
Remember Rob went up there, he said, film me up here?
Just to get a shot, yeah.
So we had to use it.
My brother Hades began abusing his
Another little bit of exposition.
Experiments on humans, torturing them for his own pleasure and gain.
I was going to say too, the Olympus scenes are quite interesting because of
I forgot
the time
the
of year
gem
we
was in
shot.
this.
It was so all the colors were very vibrant, so kind of also lended to itself because everything else ended up being a little more drab just because of the time of year and what we were doing.
I had forgotten that my sister was in this as an ancient, sending everyone off.
Yeah, because she's there in the flashback scene running around, right, as we're, like, being shot up.
Yeah.
But, again, we're just re-costuming everyone because we need all the bodies.
Yes, yeah.
I would just like to give a shout out to cinematography showcasing many, many, many occasions of those mutton chops. I don't know what I was thinking. No, I'm not. I've just let them go all the way.
They touch now.
Yeah, they meet in the middle.
I must be honest.
They kiss.
We have been at war with Hades since we were brought here.
Me writing in a little journal since I think that you guys had your weapons taken away, I had my camera taken away.
There must be some kind of dampening.
Yeah, that's what I think we decided that.
Yeah.
All technology. Except for watches.
Yeah, watches are fine. They weren't smart yet.
Father!
Yeah, another
Yes!
choice of a character.
Yes, absolutely.
Adam Lotus as Ares.
To this day, when I hear Ares reference, I think of Adam's appearance first.
Hades masses his army. We should strike now.
I think honestly,
You are weak.
one of the things I love that we did was casting
Your thirst for war
acting
is one of the
students
reasons
and
we are brought here in the
actors
first place.
who are real actors.
Stage
as
actors,
the gods
even.
really helped. Stage actors to actually really help with the god aspect, and the rest of us could just be whatever.
Yeah, we were acting maybe a little more down to earth, and it was like, hey, play up the stage acting for the Olympians.
Like
Les, you were gonna say something?
Broadcast your voices to the nosebleed seats, right? Because you're gods, you're big, bombastic. Go for it.
For any action to tip the scales to war could lead to the loss of.
And yeah, I mean, most of the people here were, musical theater trained, or at least, traditional theater trained. There wasn't a lot of on-camera acting teaching in our program, so everybody was versed for performing to the size of a larger stage, which works really well for that larger-than-life performance for the gods.
So what's the best way?
Also, like you said, we were casting people based on their merit and building costumes around them, where with a lot of the SG folks, we were building characters based around people who had costumes. So it was fascinating to see like those two schools of thought with casting on this production coming together like this.
Which is great for like Stargate. Stargate is great for that as the TV franchise, at least, because every other week they're meeting some kind of mythological figure or some kind of like huge sci-fi big dumb object in space with sort of a blasé engineer kind of Ghostbusters mentality, where it's like, yeah, okay, this is Sutek, god of reaping souls. How do we kill him?
No.
We split off a lot. I think out of
we split the party.
Everybody, yeah, I think that was out of consideration of having time to do things.
It's. I mean, story. I think it was most like first and foremost like a story thing of let's split people off so we can have a lot of things going on at the same time. We have this duo working really well together, but then it also ended up being faster to produce when there's fewer people on camera rather than the full team of 4.
Also, the shoot days were long. We're like 8-hour days, so people needed breaks. They needed to hydrate. They needed to pee.
Yeah, it worked really well.
Yeah.
I don't think that was something that was done on purpose to split up and give people like chances of swap in and out, but it worked really well.
I think some of it was
That isn't good.
I think some of it was scheduling though too, to get certain people. We're just like, well, we'll make it work.
Yeah, like
The four
okay,
of us
so
knew we were
we're
gonna be there.
shooting this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, but these people can only be there Saturday. So okay, so these scenes we can shoot Sunday.
And back then, don't forget, we didn't have smartphones, right? So we're doing this through email, like MSN Messenger, maybe. Like
Actually calling.
they're actually calling on the phone, right?
Not,
There's
no Facebook, not even.
We're not there's no group Discord where we can dump pictures and script ideas and shot block planning or whatever. Everything was like spitballing it. So yeah, scheduling was, if somebody didn't get back to us, we're just assuming they're not showing up that weekend.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Forgot about that.
Hey Gort, can you get Andrew and see if he's going to be able to show up for Hades next weekend?
Or how about we're short of body for our
more miles on my dad's.
Let's get the 12-year-old.
In this year, I think I put more miles on my dad's car than my dad did.
This might be one of the only scenes you see Samantha's eyes.
I think so, yeah. Hey,
Because she and Dan had those black sunglasses for the entire shoot.
There's Andrew and me and a 12-year-old hoplite who gets brutally hit. Yeah.
Hades, baby.
Oh, shit. And we're wearing our freaking BDU pants, too.
Right. The reveal. Evil Nardone.
You realize later on how much dramatic undercutting we did by using our main guys as extras so often that seeing somebody in the opposite team's uniform really doesn't hit the way we wanted it to.
Did we find this cairn, this stack here, or did we make it? I think we just found that.
I think we found it.
Yeah, and just decided to use it.
We're like, okay, we're shooting here.
Yeah, I think that was there. I think some like other hiker made that.
Yeah.
My name's Troy.
Yeah.
Troy, that is an intriguing namesake.
And there's Andrew's character, Troy, being like, hello, Lady God.
Hi, fanboy, hi.
Look how good these shots look. Oh my god. This so far, this scene has been nice.
Yeah, this scene is shot really well.
We got depth of focus going on. We got everything's on point.
We had to capture you with your backwards cap, Justin.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, hey, the only way that you could really do depth of field back in the DV days was back the hell up, zoom the hell in, and we did it for a couple of these, and it really worked.
Yeah.
What do you have us do? Just wait around here?
Yeah, with learning experience.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Every now and then you see a complete diamond in the rough as far as.
This place was so fun to film at.
Yeah.
This was the Badlands, yeah.
Welcome, stranger.
We were fighting the lights so hard in this location. Like, this was, I think, the first time I've been on a shoot when I really realized, like, I'm doing manual exposure and everything, and seeing how every 5 minutes I had to keep stepping it up.
Literally shot it.
Yeah, this was the end of the day, and so we were fighting like sundown real hard.
Unswerving servant.
And this was the reveal too that 100% that Brian was playing both Zeus and Hades, which there's a necessity point in that, obviously because of actors, but also I do like the inspiredness that the three brothers look alike.
Yeah,
they're triplets as opposed to not. I just like that idea.
Yeah, have you ever had cast for Hades at any point, or we were just
no? I think Brian and I were just talking about it, and then we just ended up going for
It
it.
means you have to jump. Kidding me. A very long way down.
The path to Hades is
Oh yeah.
This is also Lost Soul was also shot here too, by the way.
Yes,
This
it was.
Location.
Take what you say as gospel.
Oh, that's the waterfall?
Different
I know
waterfall.
there's a different waterfall, but it's like to the left of
Yeah.
on Andrew.
Got it.
That cave was used in Lost Soul, though. Yeah.
Yes, it was. That's where the book was found.
Yep.
You will not meet them.
In that styrofoam case that Andrew found in the movie.
I
We had
know
some
you're gonna
reuse
hate
of
me for
props.
saying this, but we should really listen to the beauty with the sword. You don't want that stuff weighing you down when you hit the water.
Sword.
You gotta be kidding me.
So coming up is the scene I almost died on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Save the camera, save Justin.
Because
Yeah,
it
both
was
Schumacher,
jump
Batman
over
scene.
Laz with the camera, and then a little too close to the cliff edge, and you actually slipped and grabbed
Well,
onto something.
Well, I jumped a little bit better than I thought I was going to jump because we were not prepared for my leap to be that
Yeah.
good.
Justin didn't
If you
realize he
almost
could
died,
compete with
I
long
would
jump.
argue better's not the right word.
So yeah, not that take, but another one where
Well-
like you jumped over and there is Justin slipping
I actually
down
I started
the
going down.
Scrabble.
Laughing.
Apparently, I wanted to actually jump into the water.
Yo, I mean, that was a long way down.
Meanwhile, Laz is sitting on the ground and is like, camera, hand.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, everybody's frozen, right? Nobody can do anything. And I'm like, I have no leverage here. It's like, save the camera. And everyone, human chain.
Oh, it's so funny.
Thank God we had a tactician on this project.
But this was
That's
inspired
cool.
too. Matt and I were talking about how
Yeah.
to make it creepier. We made it red, and then we're like, what happens? We were playing with we're just going back and forth looking at the footage. I was like, oh, that looks weird going backwards. So he's like, well, let's do that. And then we did. It looks like flame. It was not an intentional choice at the filming day, but definitely in the editing room.
Yeah. But no,
It's such a great choice.
Laz, a lot of credit here for I won't call it crisis response exactly, but for like, hey, when stuff starts to go a little sideways, Laz has always had a good head for immediately having a handle on it.
I don't know if you noticed there when the last shot where I was floating, all of a sudden my legs move around because I got stuck on the rock as a dead man, and I was pushing myself to go down the river. I remember that.
I mean, it's still a good shot either way, right?
Oh, look, it's Athena.
Oh yeah, that is Jess as a hoplite now.
Yep. Don't show her face.
Don't show her face. Like you said, does undercut when we intentionally have the same face, but I think still works.
Like his Nardon's character big a lot,
Here's our 12-year-old. No, is it Brian again? Yeah, Brian and Nardone. That's what it was.
Yes, that's right.
Really cool choreographed sword fight with our Halloween swords.
They're not okay, they're shiny. They're not on screen long enough where you realize they're plastic or like hear them much.
Yeah, and then they're covered up with some cheap lightning. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the lightning is a great little homage to all the Star Wars shit you guys did before.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
They're probably infinitely easier to affect actually because it was just 2 points.
As someone who is currently knee deep in lightsaber roto at this moment, yeah.
This was cool. The one thing you can't really tell because we made everything kind of more red. It actually is red dirt.
Oh yeah. Like the location worked great even before color correction, but this hue shift for Hades worked really well.
Jordan, how do you
Yeah,
use
The energy dome is okay.
There's all the locations. The brick.
Well, that worked.
Press the button on the front to make it on. They make you heavier, sir.
Oh, what the heck? Different time of day?
I think it's a different camera.
12-year-old again. You really beat up.
Well, I think I'm guessing we probably shot this first, knowing it could be more complex. So let's get this out of the way. Then we shot going with Dan and Sam. No, I guess maybe I'm wrong. No, because
No, we shot this last because he got wet.
Right.
We threw him
Okay.
into the lake there.
I forgot about him getting thrown in.
Yeah, I think it just happened to be two different.
I think it was the different cameras. I think they took the light in differently, if I'm correctly.
That could very well be as well.
Yeah.
The stud finder. Yeah, that is.
Oh, the stud finder.
Jesus.
I didn't even remember that until right this second.
Is in this boy.
How to make Justin insufferable? Stud finder. Beep.
Do I still use the stud finder and scan it on myself? Yeah.
You're a dad. Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Hades captured Kyle.
What happened to the Colonel?
Hades experiments. I'm going back for Kyle.
No! He needs
Hades got
medical
what happened?
attention.
Hades got him. We go get Hades. Hades.
You can't storm the gates of Hades just by yourself. We stand a better chance of saving Kyle if the Colonel's healthy.
My character underwent some character growth when he followed Athena into the cave.
Well, what happened in that case?
He's getting an upgrade.
His condition worsens. What's wrong with him? I am uncertain.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, that is the best I don't know in here. I am uncertain.
It seems as though parts of his body have been...
Sorry, what was
realize
that?
it
Sorry, I
did
spoke
that.
over
Wow.
someone there.
Oh, it's fine. I was just wondering. The sunglasses are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to see Sam's face again, yeah.
Judging from Colonel Logan, your friend is lost. If he is a failure...
And I think this was a continuity on purpose. I'll have to remember. We'll have to wait till next scene. But Sam getting rid of the jacket was a desire to get out of the jacket.
Yeah.
Hey, we also got to give the fans what they want. So
Those two in the screen. What did you say? The most watched spots coming up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There's the interest spikes in video.
Sonic
and,
screwdrivers and a silencer.
A full collection.
You know that? What am I merely doing to you without creating...
What happens
I
when you
think I'll
take
use
someone
the
who's a
David
fan of
Tennant
props?
today.
Yeah.
We Olympians work
In regards to the side
Fantastic.
brands, I'll use the David Tennant.
Yeah. Oh my God! No, this is 2006. That was the only one because that's the one Eccleston and Tennant used. Matt Smith's wasn't out yet.
One can accidentally create
Correct, yeah.
God.
Oh my God! This is so old.
What is capable of
There's a 12-year-old again. Brad was a hoplite a lot.
Yeah.
Zeus. Oh, my Stargate theme. That's good. A little bit of the make me special superhero power stuff. Yeah, the scope.
As the
and he
person,
uses
as the
it.
person who wrote the script, it is. You're right. Yes.
well, it's Justin's MC, right?
potential boy?
Well, gotta have a
Give him a cool name like Kyle.
Kyle
Kyle.
Krieger, right? It's Kyle Krieger.
So many lid like beep beep beep.
Yeah, all
my
those
old
like
laptop.
that.
My old laptop with the animation that we had from UCF Toronto Cyberside.
Oh, not only did disappearing take me somewhere else, but it also made my hair shorter.
How did you get here? I don't know.
I don't know.
in the 80s.
Man, we could make a drain game of I don't know.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's all I can remember.
We wouldn't finish the movie.
Your friends are looking for. Thanks.
Go that way. Pew.
so perfect.
I don't know why every
All
time I
of-
did that look, I did Michael Keaton apparently every time.
I just love that every time we did that effect, anyone else in the shot had to just stand still while he ran. Like,
Yeah, it was like, hold, go.
Kyle?
And usually it worked, unless it was like a handheld shot that was waving around a lot.
Look, I'm Superman.
What's wrong with him? He's dying.
Oh, my hair went longer.
What did Hades do to you?
It's the magic. It's the magic that makes the hair go, wah!
His DNA has been awakened,
Did you cause it?
which includes a lot of PT.
Dan had such a hard day of shooting that day.
He just got to sit on the cot the entire time.
PP times.
Ooh, creepy.
Ooh, what's this music from?
There we go. Is this the most watched part? Because this was fun during the editing.
It might be one of the points that people come back to often, yeah.
There's lithium blood in his veins.
oh my god, right? The editing room, we were going back and forth on this cut. And what's in his veins? Olympian blood. Where's the Olympian blood? In his veins.
It's like
Every
once
time-
you say it 3 times, then Zeus gets it. Zeus is kind of a himbo. That's canon.
Well, every
I think.
every time we were editing it and we were just cutting back and forth to see where we were, you know, when you just randomly hit a spot, it was always Olympian blood in his veins. No matter how that line, somewhere in that line, we always went back to by accident every time.
Every time you hear it.
I'm unsure.
Yeah, because it was just me, Brian, and Matt during that edit. I think too. We're just sitting there and it was late.
I think I can see the sunburn already forming on Jess's back.
Yeah, this was like last stuff we did on that day. And, you know,
I see it on Aaron.
she's
too.
got those like sandals with the crisscross pattern. So she had like diamond sunburn for like 3
Yes.
weeks after the fact. Like, you know, she had all those pieces on their arms, you know, and the weirdest sunburn marks.
Oh yeah,
knows.
And Adam too, didn't he?
yeah, Adam with
I
the,
think he
the
had-
Oh,
pauldron.
Adam, definitely. Yeah.
Yearn to rejoin our brothers and sisters.
Zeus, we have allowed Hades to go unchecked for too long.
She was such a good hero.
Brother,
He is
I wish we could have used her more.
I am not Hades.
Yeah.
I will not spill the blood of my
I am
That
not
is Aaron
Hades.
Doyle Cooper. And she's actually a pretty well established director now with a bunch of short films and commercial projects behind her. So she's
Yeah.
Amazing.
done some really great transitioning to directing herself.
And we can thank Stargate Hades for that. That's good.
Go warn our people.
Of course.
Prepare for war.
That's
That was so
that's
good. Hades-
that
or
is
Hermes?
one of the better Hermes moments too,
Yeah.
of him jumping in.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, that was Brian and Rob discussing to do it that way.
Yeah. But I think we also we were planning some kind of cutaway of a Scouring of the Shire type shot there.
We were, yeah.
And we just never got to filming it, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, then you have Rob jump into the scene and you just forget it. Ever needed it. So.
Yeah, so you
Didn't
just
need
kind
it
of have to imagine what he's seeing way off, I just imagine that he's got eagle vision seeing it off the mountain.
He's Zeus. It's all good.
Using his wizard eyes.
Oh, I forgot about this bit where he starts doing push-ups and then changes the number.
At 99. Oh yeah. Ugh. You caught me just at the end of my push-ups. That's
Not really.
Would have been funny if it was Sam mucking up.
Ain't you already?
Twice.
Okay then, so what's the matter?
I don't know, sir. Physically, I feel fine, if not a little weird. But the looks you and the
I also among the things that we learned from this movie, I think also cleaning the
Listen,
lens.
Lieutenant, I don't know what Hades is. You're here now.
yeah.
If anything,
Not everything has to get back to the flashback.
curious. Probably just wants to run a
Making
bunch
sure your
of
equipment is at
tests.
tip-top state. Testing your equipment before you start shooting for the day. You know, all that good stuff.
Why, yes, sir. Well, you get all the superpowers. I just got
Make
my
sure your
inside
weapon props don't break after the first swing.
Not fair.
Yes, sir.
Or the gun. There was a gun that
Warden,
stopped working too,
hey,
wasn't there?
now.
And we ended up just using it as a broken gun. Like it
Yeah.
broke.
I think
Something
so,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I really love Dan's delivery with a lot of these. Like, I just got my insides jumbled. It's just not fair. He did have trouble with some of the lines, but his delivery was so spot on.
I mean, if we kept it short lines, it worked. It's like the longer mission monologues.
Great, so now I'm one
Yeah.
But I mean, again, my friends say, actual sergeants giving briefings do sound like that. We're like, what does this word mean? How do you say all this like gobbledygook with a straight face?
How'd you get in here?
Didn't you have pink eye in
So maybe
this
he was
scene,
just channeling that. It's good.
Brian?
It's not that I had pink eye. I think yes, I did. I had scratched my eye with my contact lens, and it was just so horribly red.
I forgot.
Oh, the camera.
I forgot about me coming up behind you with the camera.
Yeah.
Just rising in the frame.
Involves us how? Dear Colonel, Hades will stop at nothing to gather up you and your...
It was really funny with Hades. You really milked the aggression, but with Zeus, you're just like, I'm a goofball. This is great.
Goofball. I'm just a big old friend. Just when I'm talking to mortals.
Guys, how's it going?
And let me put on my away clothes when I leave Olympus. I'm putting on a Jedi robe.
Yeah, it's right. And he talks about riding a lightning. It's good.
That's right.
Well before Wonder Woman did it.
It's true. So true.
I hate riddles.
I forget if we put this in there, if we put the Jedi robe in this early because we knew we were going to need it later on, or if it was just a happy accident that we realized we put a hood on me, and then when we needed to do that scene where I'm acting opposite myself,
well,
we were
which
able
was
to body
shot?
double a lot
Which was
easier.
shot first is the question. Was this shot afterward?
I doubt the ancient gene alone will
I wasn't for this shot. I wasn't here for that. I was there for the forest scene. I want to say this shot came afterwards.
I
think you're right.
Yeah, and I think that was on purpose so that we had a reason for you to have the hood up. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think we did the split and we were like, oh, we need something that we could do the hood up so we can do the split a lot. And then it was just a matter of keeping continuity. Anything that we shoot with him once he's left Olympus, we need to make sure that we grab that robe.
I think too. It was a discussion well, how do we do this the back and forth? Well, why don't we just put him in a Jedi robe? We have those.
Yeah, we have those.
And it worked great. I think it looks like a good. Look at me. I'm in nondescript clothing. I'm in disguise.
Yeah, right.
Odin would put on when you walk around with mortals, you put on a cloak and a hat like Gandalf and pretend to be just a dude.
And Poseidon's in the background handing out flowers in a toga, so it works.
All right, it's better than starting with a localized.
Well, it's like you hand a sketch to the cops. It's like, this guy robbed my purse. It's like, well, that doesn't narrow it down. Fuck.
I will go and ascertain the location of my brother's warriors.
All right, I'll go.
Contact you when I found the larger of these groups.
Make the Greek god do everything.
You just gave Zeus an order,
eh? He's so proud of himself.
That's going really well.
Dan is just so fun, and you wrote for his strengths really well, Justin. He got to have his personality shine through so nicely on this script.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm very happy with how. Especially after hearing that he's, pretty much exactly what he needed to be. People who know. With my military background.
Just a question there for you, Brian. This version of sort of laid back, almost Big Lebowski Zeus. Do you have any insight onto where you came up with his portrayal this way, where he's less imperious?
I think my there it is.
I think at this point I knew we were getting to more comedic bits. And I also just wanted to have some fun with him and make him different from Hades. We had this big, grand, operatic kind of acting on Olympus, but I also had the other UB students to work off of. And when it came to this shoot, it was really more the SG team. Mm-hmm. It wasn't everybody, So with the smaller acting, I was able to kind of bring it down a little bit and just make it a little bit more fun and goofy to keep that element, but not be so big and boisterous and over the top,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Why don't you do it yourself? You can't.
This was a great location because of the drop off behind you too.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't send Justin over this one, so yeah, let's call that a win.
Very good, pretty one.
Like, look
But-
at that. We are.
Bring me the gem, or I'll bring you his
high
head.
I will say the earlier bit where Nardone like yanks me in the knife. Oh my god, that shot came out so good.
Yeah.
We did a number of shots of that too.
Yeah, that was one that we nailed. So worth it.
Besides, you don't know what awaits in the cave. It's not like we value our lives anyway.
I will say, out of all the helmets we made, the Hades one actually wasn't too bad compared to the hoplites.
We put those hoplite helmets through their paces too, all the stunt work and
Oh,
the
yeah.
fights and everything else. And those
We
were
had, like,
made
3 of them,
out
maybe.
of catering trays. Yeah, we only had 3 or 4 tops. Like, we didn't have that much because we stopped after we ran out of the body armor because we bought like vinyl for the armor.
Yep.
We only had enough for like 3 or 4, so we only made enough helmets for that too. And the helmets would fall apart every sequence.
What were
So
they
we were
made out of
constantly
again?
taping them back together.
Pipe plates?
Oh my god! I thought
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
something
yeah.
stronger than that. I thought they were at least like
No.
Super fragile.
like tins. Yeah.
Remember
No, those are
filming,
catering kits from the
Youthful-
dollar store.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One way in.
One way out.
I will say it's funny looking back at the scene that happened right before this. Just how many times we paired up Ben
I have
and
no idea.
Brad as
Yeah.
the little guy and the biggest guy we had.
The
Why did we
littlest
do that?
hoplite and
That's all we could do.
They were willing to come to the filming shoots, and everybody else was in a Stargate costume.
yeah, is really what it boiled down to. So
Now this-
so I'll mention really quick. It was interesting being the one person on the Canadian SG team who was not Canadian.
Well, we are in a cave.
That's the fun part of it, right? You have
Yeah,
to
it's-
pretend.
So a few
It
times
act-
when mentioning out or whatever pronunciation, and I'm just like wasn't even necessarily trying for that, but also had to go with ZPM.
It's called acting, darling.
Yay! I was a wee baby acting.
The
You were the linguistics expert, after all.
Yeah, wow, yeah. The scene that's coming up here was another accidental of editing as soon as it gets there, because this was like just to get into that location, but it was back to the Badlands.
Yeah, but
And
Oh, that's right.
I remember Matt and I were saying, how can we make this look weird? And we literally, I think we went through and like just tried a bunch of different filters until we found the ones that made it reverb and have doubling,
Yeah.
which we'll see in a second. The fifth elementing everything here. So all this like ghosting wasn't the intention when we filmed it, but it sure.
Where are you?
Yeah, the really like jumpy editing and then the ghost like this is a really cool effect.
Yeah, I was really pleased with it.
Also, I'm upset that I never got to see that location. Apparently, that's one that I just wasn't part of. I just don't remember that. I might have
Yeah,
been
no, I
off.
don't think. I think Laz was here because I think Laz. Did you push up the lid?
Either of the Bat shoots. Unfortunately, I missed out.
I wonder who was that pushed. I'm trying to remember who was that pushed up the. You'll see it here in a second
Blood that runs through my veins.
because it goes up and it's the top of a. It was the top of a bottled water. But this.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
But somebody who did that underneath. Our 0-point module that was made
Actually, yeah.
of foam.
Yeah, actually, like looking at that, I'm wondering if because we had access to a few different cameras. I wonder if that was like B unit photography and there was another scene going on being shot at the same time.
It could have been, yeah.
I don't
'Cause I think we
remember
started
doing
trying
that
to
on
worry
this, but
about
it's
time.
possible. I know we definitely did that with Abstract Messiah.
It was more like right, Team 1 set up the next scene and then use this camera, but we were rarely using the B camera footage.
Yeah.
But we're still like having a whole like director crew filming stuff while Team A is like had the camera. And then okay, swap to the next camera, and then Team A would go set up scene C and et cetera,
That's
et cetera.
true, yeah. There's that as well.
Which was really efficient, really tiring, but really efficient.
Oh, here we go. This.
There it is.
And Andrew, was it you who was in the opposite costumes every time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see my bandana actually a little bit under there.
Yep. If you know where to look.
Hades wears a bandana. It's canon.
Yeah.
It's just his hair's chunky in the back. That's all.
Yeah, and
And green.
greenish. No, it's
Yeah.
reflecting the green of the leaves. He has very light hair, Brian. You have very blonde hair, and it was just reflecting the leaves.
I do like that we pushed ourselves to try to do this over the shoulder for both of these shots, and we could have just done singles like this. Like, this really did help create the idea that they're two separate characters. And I know it's a little, it's very old school stuff, but I really like that we actually gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually worked. We didn't even try and do a split screen, but I think this worked out decently.
I think we tried a split screen for like a nose-to-nose shot. I don't remember for sure, though.
I think we tried, but the sun was changing too much for us to use it in post.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the lighting wasn't consistent enough. We
Yeah, 'cause
shot
we
it,
did
but
try
we
to do the twinning
unfortunately
shot, it
shot
just didn't
back
come
out.
out.
Yeah.
You just want to jump for yourself! Men! Up your arms into Olympus!
Pulls the knife out of his. Ben was the greatest. He was always just down to do whatever we asked.
That's nothing.
There you go. Riding lightning, though. That's a.
Time is short. Hades is going to be searching for the gem.
What was that bit about him spilling divine blood or whatever? Was that, he killed one of your family or something?
A divine loophole.
You see, when Hades rewrote our friend Krieger here, the blood Hades spilled was his own.
I can't believe it. A divine loophole?
Yes! The one that Hades' pride tied into a noose and hung himself with.
Again, the big fanboy grin on my face.
We don't need it.
I don't think. Yeah, I think we did. We show the ZPM getting shoved in the backpack that I've got, or did we just kind of imply it with, oh, we've got this?
I might just implied it.
Yeah.
Or we might have taken a shot, and just not used it too.
Yeah, I think we might have a shot of it pulling it out or whatever. I still have that backpack. That's still my main like travel backpack if I'm just going somewhere for a weekend.
Well, yes.
Yeah, as a whole, is like a secondary MacGuffin. It's like not that important. It's like a side quest where it's like, all right, we need another 15 minutes runtime on this. Let's go have a mission here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, more walking?
More like running.
Less chatter, more running.
I could have brought you there directly, but remember how I mentioned earlier Eagle Sight? Yeah, eagles don't bring you all the way to your destination, so have fun running.
Keep your head down. Keep your head down, Andrew. You don't want them to see that you're also.
Yep.
Gather the best men and
I forgot that was me.
to Olympus in case this is a distraction.
I like these stabs.
Oh, there's me.
And
Yeah,
then
those were fun.
in the scene that's coming up, we ran out of those stabs and we had like more hoplites, so we just had crutches.
Yeah.
We didn't even
Oh
like
my god, the crutches.
we didn't even paint them bronze to match.
They are nothing more than an
I
inconvenience.
remember when we went through props for Ares here, and we gave him some choices of weapons, and he saw that sword. He's like, "I want to use this sword. It is as big as me. I would like to use this sword."
So perfect.
Take the army, Ares.
Did you just look at the camera? Is that a fourth wall break?
If the top power's there.
This
Oh,
scene,
okay,
I
so
really like
this-
how this scene came out.
Our most practical scene.
Yeah, a lot of
I think
practical
we've ever done,
effects.
isn't it?
I actually, this visual effect of those line rockets going away from the camera, I just grabbed for use in my movie that's coming out in February.
I don't know, sir.
So every explosion you actually see by us here that smoke, that's legitimate.
Yep, check the
explosions.
weirdness on the tree right next to your head. Well, that's
Yeah.
because
It's gonna blow up.
Anyway.
This definitely wasn't a union set.
no.
But look how it came out pretty cool. We actually put a rocket in one of the weapons too and shot it.
Yeah,
I just want to take a moment to remember that shot of the hoplites in profile running across, because we literally had them just run a circle around the camera.
Yeah, over and over again.
To make it look like we had more hoplites than we did.
And then it wasn't you. And Laz, I think there too.
Yeah,
This is
and
where you can
there's
see the
something.
ones in the background that have the crutches, and
Sir, this is gonna take all day.
it was a fun set. I remember arriving and you guys were testing the pyro out of the model rocket engines. I was like, what's all this? And well, it was all this.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
We should not have had
will
the
joke
crutch in
about
the
the
foreground
not
on that.
union stuff, but I do remember Laz being very, very adamant about safety when it came to these squibs,
Yes.
and I really appreciated that when we were filming this.
He wanted.
Like Justin and I had to blow up.
Yeah,
A blow up, you say?
There was a heated discussion, yes.
Which we all have on camera, and then the next day was the waterfall scene. So
yeah.
SG2?
I was emotionally exhausted after that weekend.
You guys are still
Yes.
alive. What about SG2?
And
There was a lot of concern of making sure that you didn't move from where you had to stand. I remember that.
Yeah.
You can't. Don't try and walk towards where the explosions are going to be coming up, because there will be possible shrapnel. So just stay right where you're supposed to stay.
Don't want to be here when it comes.
Even though they looked right next to our heads, they were never that close to our heads. Like those trees were bigger than they looked, and.
Jordan?
And then, yeah, that's Laz cracked me over the nose with a practice lightsaber before we started shooting, so I could not comfortably wear my glasses for this scene. So, Justin, hold on to a tree to let people pass, and then let it go in my face.
You asked me to look after.
Yeah, we had to make continuity work.
We tried to save
Which
her.
did mean that there was a later scene where I didn't need to. That was like, all right, hold on, get the Band-Aid
We all
again.
knew the risks.
Wait.
But yeah, this really does show some of the things, because the practical
I feel
effects
so
and
sorry for
the
you.
gunplay and stuff really led into the next film we did.
Well, when
So
we get back to the
Yeah.
base, they're going to be dissecting you like a frog.
And again, doing muzzle flashes is a lot easier than doing lightsabers, so.
Here we go.
and laser beams and all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't recognize any of these shapes.
It's because we're on an alien planet.
That's me just fed up with it.
Yeah, it worked. So this one we didn't do any practical like at all, did we?
What are you doing?
That was our big practical scene, was in the woods, but then when we do the big firefight coming up here,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
just
no,
all effects, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's all done in post.
It was the one day we got like a bunch of people to show up as extras, and I think it was just too many people to even try to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
there's one of our
cool.
villagers.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool gun shooting shots. As a full choreographed scene, doesn't necessarily hold up, but like this shot I really love.
Yeah, that was all good. Yeah. The shorts.
The ceaselessly marching hoplites.
There's only so
You know,
much that I
actually-
don't need.
I mean, there's some lighting changes here and there, but actually it's not that bad with the chaos of the firing and stuff.
Yeah, I think it works. It's not the cleanest, but it definitely works.
One of my favorite bits is coming up here with Dan too. Well, that's Athena.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know why you thought
I think
fewer
that-
rounds per
yeah.
minute was gonna rounds per second was gonna work.
Sorry, so
That
was
was
a-
the practical effect.
that was a practical
Just right
shot.
at Dan's face.
Oh, so good.
But yes, because Matt wanted to be shot.
Yeah.
I will rule Elysia and Gaia.
And this was a big heavy metal
leave my
actual
people
spear.
behind.
So this is something on
And
your
it's
head?
sharp at the end. Yeah.
Very sharp. So we purposely did a speed up, slow down fight scene here so that we didn't have to actually,
Yeah,
stab
go
one
full
another.
speed with it.
Or make a stunt
I'm not
prop.
sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, the other spear we saw Hades with, that was like a plastic spear. I don't know what happened to that one, because this is like my metal, like off eBay dragon spear, but
I think
Yeah.
that came after.
Yeah, it might have been shot in a different sequence.
But that choreography still wasn't terrible. We've done worse.
Yeah, no, I like how that
Yeah.
came out. I didn't remember that it was intentionally faster and slowed down for that reason.
Yeah, I remember Laz and I talking about that, and Brian and I being like a little concerned. So we did the choreography that we planned on, and then we just
And I like that, drop
took
it in
our
there,
time.
in same shot, go down, and you see it stuck into the ground. So it's like, yeah, that's an actual blade. You gotta shove someone into the Stargate. You cannot have a Stargate fan film without shoving or pulling someone in.
So This was an intentional choice to making the wormhole green. Which is like I talked to Andrew just recently about.
Yeah.
Because the idea was to actually make things green instead of blue like Atlantis and like the orange lights and the blue like SG-1.
To replicate, they replicate like a different galaxy. We're somewhere else.
What's that
Yes.
over there?
Like, I wanted like the halo, like a halo ring, going up into the sky, but that didn't quite work.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember actually we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So instead I grabbed Atlantis and made it look mossy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that really cut
Could
quick.
have held on that shot a little longer, but
A little longer.
yeah. Oh, that was so
you go.
much fun to watch through again.
There were so many things I didn't remember until we were watching it. Like, takes you right back to it sometimes.
And one of you mentioned it, like, oh yeah, when we started off it was very like Stargate-y, but like once we got on the planet, our voice as key pixel, like our signatures kind of came out a lot more. And yeah, this is definitely full of like our voice, and it was only like the second or third movie that we released as a group.
Yeah, like we're injecting our little humor bits, the way we like to do characters. I think we're starting to free up a little bit here and there. Brian had a great time. Because previously he always, we play more serious. We're trying to be more and more serious with the Star Wars stuff, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and we did I Spy, which was an over-the-top comedy.
That was zany comedy, yeah.
That was a comedy,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah,
this was like, all right, here's
yeah.
a serious thing, but we're finding our comedic voice in it. I think I might have to credit this production with a lot of my comedic timing of, mid-scene popping up with the camera.
We definitely tried more things, and actually you can kind of tell that, and we kind of pointed out a few times that we tried things with angles or with lighting or sound or with whatever, and it definitely made an impact in our future productions for sure.
Yeah, and it was nice because just being a different, IP with a different tone, Star Wars has some light humor, but it's mostly played straight, very sincerely. And, the comedy, especially in this era when we were coming right off of the release of the prequel trilogy, when we were filming this stuff, comedy wasn't something people were, like, really all about in Star Wars.
Yeah, I was going to say,
go
pre-Disney,
Stargate-
it wasn't really, like, part of the IP, so breaking away from doing a Star Wars thing gave us a little more freedom to find our comedic voice.
Exactly, and Stargate was allowing themselves to go comedic quite often at that time, so...
And like we didn't have to worry that much about. I mean, we cared about location scouting, but we didn't have to like build backgrounds and sets, which was always a challenge with Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
We can film in the woods, but we're not just filming in the same woods over and over and over again, right?
We had a post-credit.
I forgot we had a
I
post-credit.
forgot we had this.
So did I.
Oh my god, but where's my sunlight? I forgot about that.
What a cool scene didn't make it to camera. Athena versus Ares.
I had to protect Olympus.
We're all just stopping to watch.
I forgot all about that.
Why didn't we put that in?
I remember the bloopers of that shot, but I never remembered the scene until just now. Oh my gosh.
The score,
Wow.
acting. Oh, geez, we should have had that in the middle of the film
Right?
somewhere.
Like, that
Near
would
the
have
end.
been...
Oh.
So, I don't think it was something that was ever shot, but I could also see it being something that would be really easy to let go of in the edit, because it would be happening concurrently with that final showdown at the gate after the CPM's put in. And it's just pacing-wise, it would drag things down for something that ends up being like, well, they're still on Elysium, so why... but what a cool scene it would have been.
Well, yeah, geez, I don't even know
The
if
trick is like the Olympians are props more than characters, right? We're there for the character arc of the SG team. It's their it's their show. But yeah, it's one of those things where like, oh, if we refilmed that nowadays, maybe we'd have it more of as an ensemble or something.
Well, so hey, 20th anniversary of Stargate Hades. Maybe we should call up Jess and Adam and shoot that scene finally.
Which Jess works out too now, so I think it might be a little uneven. No, it's funny that we had a post-credit sequence, man. Like we were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, because they weren't. Well, I think that they were pretty common in like Star Wars fan films and stuff that we were doing, but it wasn't like a common like professional theatrical thing yet.
No, it was
It wasn't when we were filming, because we filmed pre-MCU, but when we were released, we definitely had, like, there was
precedent
in
for
phase one. Yeah, like Iron Man had come out in that, Samuel L. Jackson, that first post-credit had been so, well received.
Yeah.
That I think we kind of I think we took a cue from that to make it there. If I remember right, I think that was in the script earlier, and then we moved it because of pacing, like you said. Like, I don't think we shot it as a post-credit.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
No.
I could see that.
Oh, yeah, we definitely did shoot it as a post-credit. That was definitely footage that was done on the first shoot day.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been on purpose. But that's sort of thing, like the gods, the Olympian gods, like start like disappearing once the ZPM is found. Right. Yeah. So like we don't see what happens. Hermes doesn't show up after that that one scene with Andrew, and it's all the focus is Hades and his minions.
Yeah, we needed actors and hop. It's kind of disappeared.
all those side quests are filled, and the NPCs have more dialogue. Let's go.
Yeah. So.
Well, how was that? How was that for everyone to see that? That's 20 years ago.
That was so like I had a really fun time watching that again because some of it is like, oh man, I remember that, oh that's fun, and then some of it like legitimately caught me by surprise as like, whether it's, oh that shot's really good, that scene came together really well, or just that was funny. Other people may also answer the question.
It is also interesting to see, like, like the DNA of our skills when we have the later projects, when we have like Abstract Messiah, or we have, Cannibals on the Run or whatnot, where it's like, oh, okay, this is where, we got that particular shade, that particular angle, that particular dialogue, we're more relaxed around each other. It's not just a job we're doing.
Yeah, it's this, one of the things I said earlier is coming back to it. It is a project that we had fun with, and it's clear that it is that all of our sets have been stuff that have been a joy to be on. When we brought in a lot of outside people for this, and then when we brought in even more outside people for Abstract Messiah, that it was just so much fun for them to be a part of our set, as we were, especially by Abstract Messiah's point, we had found kind of our tone as a production group. And it was just really like welcoming and inviting, and hey, we're going to have a good time. There's going to be a movie that comes out of it at the end, but we're going to have a good time while we're here.
Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't have pushed ourselves with Abstract Messiah without the successes and the failings on this project. I mean, I love this as a little time capsule of where we were as a group of friends, a group of filmmakers, yes, our skill sets, but also like just where we were in our personal lives together, 20 years ago. It's a great little bubble, and I loved that time so much. Like, I loved just getting away from school and hanging out with you guys and making projects and getting, real lived-in experience producing work, even if it was super low budget, and even if it was, fan films of IPs that we would never turn into a profitable business structure. It was something that we had a blast making, and like the passion really shines through on this project. Like, yeah, there's a lot of, production things that we all probably would be like, okay, so friends watching this now, remember it was 2006. Remember this. Yeah. Caveat.
YouTube comments. Shh.
Right. But, for what we were doing at the time, like the passion really shone through. And I'm so happy that we got this thing made. That's so cool.
It is, I think, the only fan film that we have released as Key Pixel. Again, aside from taking the remains of previous fan films and Les putting together the Broken Worlds trailer out of the remains of 4 different otherwise unreleased fan films, Hades was it, I think.
It is interesting.
That was part of the reason why.
It's like, yeah, Brian was saying, it's like the memories and the experiences. Like, yeah, you know, those broken Star Wars fan films. Those are experiences. There were lessons learned. You know, but it's the finished film that you can have pride in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It's the fact that, like, okay, you could see this as Stargate Hades. Oh yeah, there's bad lighting and the audio's this and the effects are mediocre and whatever. It's finished. Do any of those commenters on YouTube actually have, you know, an hour and a half fan film done? No.
Yeah.
Right.
I continually forget that this is an 80-minute movie. Like, I had to be reminded, no, it is feature length. Like, I thought it was like 50, 55 minutes. No, it's a feature length movie. It is a 2-parter episode.
Yeah, and in the video cut, we released it that way. It was part 1 and part 2. And we actually put the credits in again at some point in the second half.
Because, you know, those times with commercial, you know, TV shows actually had commercial breaks in them. You know, they would be 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I think part of what we wanted to do actually was to make a 2-parter episode, a pilot or whatever. That was the other thing too is I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Matt Nardone was a big force behind filming and getting it together and doing some of the effects.
Yes.
But he was also a big force into finishing the edit. I remember he was like, no, we can't let this be like your Star Wars films. We have to get this out. It doesn't matter when, we just need to get it out. And I remember having that conversation right before we did the final edit, was like, no, we have to get this done. And having people believe in our story enough to finish it, because I don't think if anyone didn't want, they're like, oh man, this stunk, we would never have finished the effects on it, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that was a very big push. So like, big thank you for Matt, because I remember having lots of discussions with Matt. I think Matt, Brian, and I really got together to do edits to make sure that it got done. Like, we finished it.
I remember it was like a random Saturday, a random Friday afternoon. It's like, hey, lads, come on over to Trenton. We're going to be finishing Stargate Hades. And it's like, I didn't believe you, but I'm like, I'll do the drive. And 3 hours later.
Yeah, it's been 3 years, but I'll do the 3-hour drive too. And like, for my part, I had done some effects, you know, through 2006, 2007 as I got them. And then it was 2009 when it was, all right, let's finish this. And I, you know, went back into my effects file, and I had no idea where anything was. So, hey, another lesson I learned along the way was organize my stuff in post-production so that I know what I'm doing. And came back and was able to finish stuff in the same kind of style and clean up earlier stuff that had been done a couple years earlier. So
I really enjoyed when we were watching how occasionally, the post credit being one of them, but occasionally we all stopped and went, wow, that shot looks great. Where did that come from? We were getting so used to the kind of like grainy style. So I'm like, whoa, there's a cinematic shot.
It's like, oh, we've got grainy slightly out of focus or slightly the color grades off, whatever, and then
there's shadows and levels. What?
There's dynamic range.
We didn't have iPhone cinematic mode back then. What are we doing here?
And again, all standard def. Yeah. So
yeah, in hindsight, if there was a non-costume build Stargate and I was going to do it in the film, I'd definitely be like, okay, guys, we're going to wear black. It's like, with green.
But that's what they did on the show. They always wear their green outfit.
Yeah, like the forest. That's what it's for. It's not like camouflage pattern, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the black vests and the other equipment, they're there to break it up, right? But you know, for us to block the shots, we have to take that into account.
Yeah,
I think we would have. I think now, if we were to redo it, like we would have been like, the levels would look better, because we'd have a better eye for that now, knowing that we green and stuff like that.
We have a better eye for it. There is more. There's better equipment available to us for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not all about equipment, to be sure. You know, we got a high def camera for Abstract Messiah, and it does help, but it's not the only thing. You know, lighting and eye for composition, and so we would keep going. But like, equipment does help.
That was I remember I'm trying to remember which director it was, but mentioned you can shoot a film on a Super 8 or you can shoot it on high def. If you don't have everything else in line, then it doesn't really matter. So, and that's kind of the lesson we learned.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah,
get
I
all
think
those.
so. Like, I Spy, I think was probably our first like release thing. It was short, it was done, cool, it was out. Hades was our I think our first real like production, not just hang out a weekend and shoot a bunch of scenes, but like production, continuity, casting, and
Location scouting. Yeah.
It's deliberate. Whereas like something like I Spy was like, what do we have lying around, and a half-assed script.
So.
And Toronto Cyberside was a good middle ground between those, because we did a little bit of production with that, but it was also like, let's just hang out for a weekend and, you know, let's rig a set out of what's in Justin's old apartment building. And, you know, it really was like, let's cobble something out of basically nothing, which was really cool. And, you know, the really fun thing with the fan films was there is like, not just a visual standard, but there's like, there are metrics you want to hit to show that it fits in the continuity with like the costumes, you know, and have at least like equipment looking a certain way. And, you know, obviously Stargate never used the Greek gods, but they're not dissimilar to the costumes they used for the Goa'uld, you know, Greek or Egyptian gods eventually, you know, throughout the show. Like they were in robes and things like that all the time. So, you know, it kind of matched the visual language with no budget.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, more people were familiar with the Greek and/or / Roman gods, you know, so they have like an idea of what Zeus looks like. They have an idea of who Ares is, even if it's, you know, kind of a mishmash. So it's like, oh, there's like 4 people in togas next to some Roman columns. That's probably
No, I think that's where like I said, our weakest point in costuming wasn't even the gods that we finished the night before or the day of. It was unfortunately the hoplites that was the weakest point, and despite the fact we used them more than any other costume, with the exception of the Stargate costumes. But I mean, everything else it kind of does lay in. Watching it like this with you guys really kind of showed that it wasn't that out of line from Stargate as a general source. So
yeah, it was a no budget version, but it wasn't like way out in left field.
And it's reassuring knowing like there will be things we would do differently today, obviously. You know, our tastes have changed, our skill set has grown. You know, a lot of us have worked in productions on various levels and in various departments since this time. So, you know, if we were to come back and do something now, yeah, a lot of those technical gaps would be filled, but I think the passion would still be there, you know?
Yeah.
And the sort of magic of like the disparate parts of like, here's some, you know, the cosplay community, right, coming in, and then with the actors coming in, and we're all geeks, but like in different ways, right? You know, it's like, I'm more of an action movie fan and sci-fi stuff. I want to do my own thing, but I can have fun playing around with action and choreography in this, and then Justin's got his costumes, and then, you know, Brian's got his actor buddies, and then Andrew does whatever Andrew does. I don't remember what he was doing.
Only shooting the thing.
And then, you know, pulling in like all of our friends, family, whoever's like available. It's like, hey, don't ask any questions. Just wear this fucking tinfoil hat on your head and march that away.
Yeah, we also never got into why you're always wearing the bandana, Boater.
Well, I mean, so the band. Oh, yeah, that's true. I had a Padawan braid at the time.
Right, your hairstyle of choice at the time.
Yeah, that was a thing.
It makes it visually distinct, though.
Yeah, but also, yeah, it worked because, you know, pulling from the Daniel Jackson thing and wearing a bandana sometimes. It could have been just under a hat the whole time. It's like, no, we'll go with the bandana.
But that was the nice thing, too. Like, we made sure, just like on SG-1, like, all 4 of our main SG team members had some sort of distinct silhouette and look that was different. Like, yeah, Dan and Sam both wear black ball caps, but they're very different body types. And so you were able to tell them apart no matter what. And obviously, Sam had a ponytail. Dan's hair was very short. You know, Justin, you're very tall compared to Dan. And hat would modify as needed, but you had either like a different cap or were just with your hair, and then you had the bandana voters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that made everybody look visually distinct. Even if you're all in a uniform, you could easily discern who's who, even in a wide shot, and that's that's something one did.
That was a choice we made when we were trying to figure it out. Like when I did Stargate costuming a lot, I didn't wear the BDU cap. I wore the O'Neill baseball cap. So in my own cosplay, I didn't wear that. But for this, I was like, I can't be this.
That's so many people wearing the same hat. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dan chose to wear a black hat, which is not normal for that outfit usually either. And then Sam also wanted to do that, so that's fine. And then I was like, no, I intentionally wore the BDU cap to not look like Dan or anything like that. So that was an intentional thing, even though it's like, oh, it's a Stargate costume.
And you wore it backwards to show that your character is a rebel.
Honestly, it made you look more like Mitchell, which wasn't even really a thing when you were starting to write the script.
Yeah, that's fair.
But visually, it's almost like we took the SG-1 team and then swapped Teal'c for Mitchell, and then that's our SG-16 prototypes.
That's exactly what happened. It ended up happening. Yeah.
But it worked out. It worked out really well.
No, I think that gave us the ability to do that.
Question for the scriptwriter then. So now that SG-1 as a series, like however many seasons, 9 seasons, I forget more.
10.
Atlantis is done. Universe had two seasons. The cartoon is non-continuity, but they had a season, right? So all that continuity's done. I think Atlantis kind of started when we were filming this. Maybe, I'm not sure.
I think Atlantis had the first season or second season done at that point.
So, with all that continuity now, if the SG-16 team would show up back in, Earth 616 timeline, whatever. What do you think? What kind of story do you think you would tell with them?
Oh.
If you brought them back now, knowing all we know, with the Ancients and the Ori and the Reavers and the different kinds of the nano threats and all those guys.
The replicators, yeah.
The replicators, yeah, and the universe guys trying to find the God signal in the center of the universe. Well, what do you think? Where would they fit into all that?
I was gonna what do you guys go first? Sure.
I mean, oddly enough, I think that Hades fits well as canon adjacent well enough. I don't think it does anything that directly contradicts canon. Because it's always implied that there's other stuff happening, other off-world missions, whatever, which was a really great framework to be able to work in while making this. And it's, I don't know, it kind of feels like it would kind of be its own show in the way that Atlantis became its own thing in a different galaxy with its own storyline going on. And I think kind of the thought was always that I don't think we were ever really thought that we were going to come back to it, but the idea is that Hades would have been, in a third galaxy somewhere else, interacting with the Ancients more or more directly with something left behind by them. And whether it's directly an ancient storyline or making up something else that is Greek derived to come up with a series villain. I think it completely fits in the idea of could be its own spin-off series. What that villain would be exactly, I don't know, but I'm not sitting here workshopping with a writer's room.
Yeah, because my original idea for Hades 2, air quotes, which we filmed those little snippets from, which would have been not necessarily a main villain. I mean, I was playing the villain in the trailers there. Would have been more exploring. We don't know a lot about the Stargate network. We know that Ancients build them, but does the Stargate network have a central node or control nodes? And now that after Mass Effect came and went, and one of the Mass Effect 3 endings was destroy the Mass Effect gate networks,
the relays,
I think.
Yeah.
The relays, it's a little bit out of date now, but that was my idea back then, where it's okay, what if there is a bad guy and his master plan is to just shut down all the Stargates for all time? How would that affect everyone? Some planets would love it because hey, I'm not going to be eaten by space parasites. But other ones would be like, yeah, we need this for trade and for exploration. That would kind of suck. We need to stop this bad guy. But that would have been more of an SG-1 story that happened to be the SG-16 team, ignoring Green Galaxy that they were at. So,
I mean, obviously this didn't exist when we were writing or making the film, but I think now in what, little of the landscape was coming after Hades, I think it'd be interesting, just given the extragalactic nature, like seeing if the Destiny ever found this team or these aliens. From Stargate Universe, because I feel like this SG team is stranded somewhere far away. The Destiny never made it back to Earth, so they're both out there somewhere.
It does kind of have that, could have that. What is it? Did Star Trek Voyager kind of did that kind of thing of way the hell out there and trying to figure out a way back? Or to go even a little further back in sci-fi TV, Sliders, trying to figure out how to get back to the home universe. So trying to get back to the Milky Way.
Space Cases, Lost in Space. Oh yeah. Quantum Leap. Yeah.
Tried and true, but
Oh yeah, no, it works. And now's the time we would like to introduce our Indiegogo for Stargate Hades 2 Galactic Boogaloo. Poseidon's Revenge.
Hades too fast.
Too fast and furious.
That was let's wrap this up with Justin. What are your thoughts on what you think Hades series or whatever might have looked like or could look like now, knowing where the state of the Stargate as a franchise, pending whatever a new series does, and just kind of what the sci-fi has done in the past 15-20 years. What do you think Hades could be?
Yeah, no, I mean that's, we had talked, I think Ryan and I talked the most about it when we were goofing around about ideas of what would happen if they kept going, because that was the point of why we didn't show the Stargate at the end. We didn't show us really walk out of an actual, because we didn't know what we wanted it to look like.
That's true.
Why
Milky Way and Pegasus gates looking different, so this could be a totally different one too.
Yeah, and we didn't have a model for anything, so we purposely did that because I guess the idea was it would be like you said, like you're in a different galaxy, you don't know what's going on. The Canadians are trapped in another galaxy, and the comedy that ensues. But super polite,
be polite or do war crimes.
Yeah, exactly. So
none of these trees are maple, eh? Sorry.
That's all maple trees now. They were on the maple tree planet. But no, it's one of those things, like, so because we did this, like I said, early Atlantis, and so the idea of we lost another galaxy was alluring, obviously. And this was before SGU. But if you were to be like, okay, so we saw the beginning, and then you would like fast forward past all that kind of stuff, where would they be? It would be an interesting thing, because the idea of hopping around trying to find your way home is kind of neat, because they didn't do that in the original. So that would actually be, because one thing obviously everyone would hate to do is just to retry. So like, it's not like you want to do Stargate Hades is basically Atlantis, where you have a base and you go fight some new bad guy. Right. But trying to get back home in a different way would actually be kind of interesting, because it's like Stargate SG-1, because Stargate Atlantis, for those that have watched the whole thing, they typically don't go to a lot of different planets. They go to the odd one, but for the most part, they stay in a big nexus, right?
Yeah.
But SG-1 always went to a different planet. Every episode was a new planet, basically, and when it first started. So like, if there's a situation like that where it's like Sliders, where you're just trying to find home and being lost in some galaxy somewhere that the Greek gods have a part in, or other mythologies, or run into Jupiter and be like, what the hell's going on here? Why is there Jupiter and Zeus?
Yeah, right.
And played by the same actor. But
can you imagine with our budget showing up in like Space Toronto?
Exactly. I think we would have had some fun with planning out some storylines of that regard, because it would have been just interesting. Just to try and travel back through and realize you can't get back anywhere, and then you meet up with Destiny, because you end up jumping around enough that you're like, I don't know where I am right now.
Yeah, or at least coming across something that they had already hit. like going, seeing evidence of something that they had done mid-season 2 and being like, oh, okay, so we follow this backwards.
Because did you guys watch all of Sliders? Like, were you into that? Any of you?
I saw episodes while they were on, but I didn't watch all of it.
You never made a Sliders fan film script, so I never had a reason to watch it, Justin.
Okay, now he's been challenged. Now we know what's coming next.
The conceit of Sliders is that the machine gets broken, so they never know which dimensions their actual dimensions. Yep. So they keep trying to go through until they find their own. And twice, I think, in the early seasons, they actually ended up back home, but they didn't think it was back home.
Yeah, I remember one specifically where he's like, "Oh, the exact way that this fence squeaks." Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's hop back in, and then guy comes, "Hey, glad I could fix that fence for you. Sorry, your boy hasn't come back home yet."
Yeah.
So that'd be funny. Like, it'd be like them if SG-16 ended up in the ice Antarctic gate. They'd be like, damn it, this is the wrong place. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But if they showed up in like 2025 Toronto, would they even recognize the planet? They'd be like, wow, like that lady has purple hair.
This world has Donald Trump as president? No, we're in the wrong.
Yeah, this is the machines are taking over creativity. This isn't right.
Yeah. The Stargate team runs into ice, but not the kind you think.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go back.
How did you get across the border? Well, Stargate. I'm not saying it was aliens, but aliens.
That would be fun. That'd be a fun way of looking at it, to make it different than the other Stargate things. And and honestly, if we'd continued doing fan films, that would have been more fun, because you could just do it however you wanted and be wherever you wanted. Be like, oh, we're gonna shoot in Buffalo today because
yeah,
that's where we all are.
Would Kyle keep his powers, or would he have to be depowered in the series?
That's a very good question. I think it would be one of those things where you just have to do the Superman Golden Age thing, where you just all of a sudden he can open locks with his powers.
Well, it's basically the kind of thing where like a Zat doesn't disintegrate anymore, so it's just as the needs require. It's like, oh, it's kind of overpowered. We need to just not mention that, and hopefully people will forget.
Yeah.
Only shoot him twice. Don't shoot him 3 times. You know what that does.
That's how you get rid of the bodies on the floor, so you can have new actors play Jaffa again. And that's why they did it.
We couldn't afford new actors, Justin. Have you seen our supporting cast?
No, but that's why you wanted the disintegration thing, so they could put those guys back up, because they only had like 5 Jaffas.
Yeah.
We need to die again. Here, put this new helmet.
We learn from the best.
There's a guy I'm trying to remember. Here he actually has this thing where his headshots from every episode of Stargate he was in, and every different emblem he has.
Yeah.
And he shows up, and like, it's one of those things, because again, it's like Vancouver, right? So like, you're like, oh, these people showed up several times.
Yeah.
And, okay, So I mean, we're not that different. We're just on a smaller scale. The whole thing, we did Stargate on a smaller scale.
Ours is more of a
now,
Star
with the new series coming out. Yes. And now with the new series coming out, it's going to be kind of excited to see where they go from there, and if they shoot here, or if they shoot anywhere else, and whether they'll keep some things. Who knows? Maybe they'll come across Stargate Hades and be like, you know what, guys?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because the series SG-1 Atlantis universe, we're back in the time of like a 20 episode season, and that's not really the thing anymore. It's going to be interesting to see what it does, and hey, what if not us, then how it might inspire other people to make really cool fan content for it.
The biggest unfortunate thing about you saying that, though, which just made me realize, is one thing Stargate did that I loved compared to other shows, is they utilized their filler episodes very well.
Yes.
And their clip show very well.
Yes.
I mean, 1 or 2 of them was kind of whatever, but then they started making them fun. Mm-hmm. And there's way more fun clip shows or low actor shows that you don't get with 10, 15 episodes.
Yeah. So,
true.
I think we'll try to wrap up now, but I look forward to seeing what the new Stargate series does, and I look forward to seeing what new Stargate fan content comes out of it. New
20-year-olds do.
Yeah, because we had a lot of fun doing what we did. And it was kind of like it was pre-YouTube. It was like Wild West of digital creation, And, I can't wait to see what people are going to do as Stargate hits new audiences and finds new people and inspires new young filmmakers. So,
yeah.
And we just want to make it very clear. If this new show has anything to do with aliens portraying Greek gods, we did it first.
Yes, we did.
I thought you were gonna say make it clear. I thought you were gonna make it clear. Be like, my phone number is 555.
Well, guys, thank you.
RyanPatchesSpoiled.com.
Thank you all so much for joining us in this roundtable discussion, commentary, and retrospective on Stargate Hades. We've been Key Pixel Gathering of Filmmakers. I'm Andrew. This has been Brian, Justin, and Laz. We're so glad that you joined us for this. We're so glad that so many of you have watched and enjoyed Stargate Hades, and your support means the world to us. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Jaffa Tree.
Perfect.
Shellcake them run.
Santarha? What?